Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Pet Sematary, 2019. This is, I believe, a remake from the original Pet Sematary. Which was it? I just want to see what year that came out. 1989. Holy tomatoes. I did see the original Pet Sematary. Very creepy. The original Pet Sematary is about a family who moves to a new area and they find a animal burial ground that sometimes when they bury animals there, they come back to life, and he decides to bury his child there and they come back to life. So that's really the premise of the first one. So I'm assuming this one is very similar, and you know, so scary because when they come back, they don't come back as normal, and you know, they're more scary, evil people, at least in the first one again. So that's the premise of this one. This one now stars Jason Clarke. John Lithgow is in it. 6.1 on IMDb. I don't know. I also know in the original one there was a really scary lady in it. That's what I remember. 1989. Whew. Alright. So, this is 2019. I'm going to get into it and see if it's the same storyline. I will let you know, not to spoil it for you. And we'll get into it a little bit here. I'm a little scared, so stay with me. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Alright. Hey everybody, I'm going to do a quick check-in here. We're watching Pet Sematary, and we're at the 53-minute, 56-second mark. So far good. You know, I benefit because I saw the first one, but I'm also maybe, that might be hurting my enjoyment of the movie, because I do find myself checking my phone a little more often than I normally would like to when I'm watching a movie and providing you with reviews. But I don't know if it's because it's boring me or because I already kind of know, because I saw the original. So beware of that. If you've seen the original Pet Sematary, you might lose a little bit of interest as they build the story, because you know all of it, essentially. If you haven't seen the original Pet Sematary, I think that you'll be okay here. Because it is very, very similar to the original. You know, I mentioned the family moving out into the country, whatever, the cemetery where you know, there's a cemetery where you bury pets, of course, and then there's the extra kind of cemetery which brings things back to life. That's all true. John Lithgow plays the neighbor, Jason Clarke is the father, you know, and the mother of the family, she had a sister that had spinal injuries, and that's what I remember from the first one. So that all those elements are still remain in this movie. There are some subtle differences that I won't get into. Let you enjoy the film if you have seen it, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen the original. But it's got this movie's the jumpy kind. You're gonna jump a lot, I think, when you see this. There are some images that might haunt you when you close your eyes at night, but it's more about jumping than it is the images so far. But that's what I got for you at the, well, not the midway point. It's an hour and 39 minutes, so we're almost done here, which is interesting because I think the plot's about to pick up at this point. So they left a lot for the development. You know, first 54 minutes is all development, and now we're going to get into the meat of it right now. But okay, but just beware of that. If you've seen it before, you might not be as interested so far, but maybe it'll pick up here. Anyway, enough of me saying that. I'm going to get back to it and start watching it some more, and I'll see you at the credits. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Pet Sematary, and this is going to be a tough one for me to talk about. You know, I think I did a good job of staying away from spoilers in the whole first two takes of this review, but now it's hard to talk any more about it without giving anything away. One thing I did fail to mention, if you didn't know this by now, this movie was originally based off of a book by Stephen King. So that's and spawned off for both movies. And you know, there's like I said, a lot of similarities to the movie, and they do some things in this movie. If you've seen the old one and you watch this one, they do some stuff for you. I'm going to say it that way. They do it for you because you've seen the first one. You'll know exactly what I mean when you watch this movie. It's kind of neat. But then there are some differences in this movie than the original, besides the actors, of course. And I don't want to go into too much detail there because you have to love it, live it, learn it, breathe it, whatever. You have to do it on your own. So what can I really say about this? For those of you who've seen the original, you have to watch this one. I mean, if you liked, at least if you like the original, you have to watch this. Are you going to like it or not? I can't guarantee it, but you can't not watch it if you've seen the original. That's all I'll say about that. If you did not see the original, you don't feel like going back and watching that, if you like jumpy, visually scaring kind of movies, like images that might haunt you, not like Grudge or what was the other one? The other scary movie, really images. There's just a couple of scary images in this one. Nothing too bad, but it's more jumpy. And if you like that kind of stuff, you might be entertained by this if you haven't seen the first one. That's the best I can do. I was entertained. Like I said, the first 53 minutes, because I saw the first one, was like, very similar. I'm checking my phone kind of thing. After that, it became, I think the action picks up at that point. So I found myself not on my phone as much anymore and watching the rest of the film. Do I think it's an outstanding movie? You know, I don't know. I did like Jason Clarke. I liked the acting in it. John Lithgow, of course. But for me, because I saw the original and watching this one, I enjoyed it a little bit more. So I'm not sure how people who haven't seen the first one really enjoy this one that much or read the book. I don't think you know, because then it's just like a movie that's supposed to stand on its own. And maybe I don't have an unbiased opinion on that because I've seen the first one, so I know how I feel. So that's where I got you. Without even talking anymore, you know what's in this movie. So if you like that kind of stuff, check it out. And like I said, if you did see the first one, you must watch this one and leave me some comments. I'd love to hear from you. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.